So yeah, I'm gonna talk about the. Well, I got some examples. I gave some examples almost 10 years ago on my YouTube channel about America's communism. So I want to talk about America's. I mean, just telling the truth about America. Third worldness, third worldism. But first we are 7-1 NBA season. Yesterday it was Cleveland Cavaliers. I told my cousin, what shout out Kyle, what's up? I had the Cavs winning by more than, I think I said 25 points at like 4, what was it 4:52 p.m. Today's what, the 23rd? Damn. There we go. Let's get the left nostril itching out of the way. And we won by, I think, yeah, just blew them away without Darius Garland. Weird eye injury, right? And then of course, before that, well, I mean, the Bulls. I took the Bulls the previous day. I was calling them. So yeah, the Cavs were only giving two. Like what? You can't vote. You really can't vote against. You can't vote against Popovich. So the Spurs, yeah, it's like 13. They ended up winning that game. So it's another two for you. It's a little complex for me to start putting them on my out in public because I'm not kidding. I'm like wondering if it'll like move move the ATS too much. Some examples. Well, I mean, just the word fraud is like voter fraud. My nose, man. Here we go again. It might be these bugs. I don't know. It's really too generalized. It's a difficult thing to prove. Fraud just in general. Oh, the people are just they just throw out the word fraud. But I noticed it. I've talked about it. People try to deny it. Didn't change the outcome of my elections when I ran for Congress, but it's real. And the whole fucking thing of mail, just in general, okay, just voting multiple times. Like here I am in Florida. I can vote here and then fly up to Ohio or just vote provisional in Ohio. Not being in Ohio, I could be in, Baghdad, or I can be in, Tehran or Moscow, some of my favorite cities in the world, Miami, and then vote in Miami if I wanted to. South Beach, go to the, voting polls in Sunny Isles Beach or whatever, and vote multiple times. That's just one basic, easiest way to lie. So this is probably the best. This country is probably the best example of third world. And third world is you're not really having like actual governing. This fuck out here, Chitwood. I don't know if he's doing the worst, but he's just look at the crime rates. I talk about it all the time. We're leading the world in every crime category imaginable and unimaginable, and you only hear about a third of the homicides. And then of course, 3 out of every 4 people have either had or currently have an STD. How the fuck is that possible when all these children are being raised and educated in the school system on how to use a fucking condom? More condoms are used in this country than anywhere in the world, and there's the least amount of sexual activity in this country than the whole entire world. It just shows you how dirty this country is. And of course, the obesity is skyrocketing more and more and more. Cancers, which is all this stuff is by you're doing sugar, and it's more drugs used in this country, more cigarette smoking, more alcoholism, more people. God, children are just obese for such a young age. But the actual. I mean, I've been a victim in cases. The cases have gone to grand juries. And we got more people in prison than the whole entire world combined. What the fuck? And they got more Jesus being preached probably than this country than anywhere in the world. You hear it on the radios. You see it on my YouTube, which I'm failing with regard to keeping our streets clean. I mean, everything around me is always going to be peaceful, calm, dignified. I exude integrity. But I gotta let these fuckers be responsible for their own actions of their exuding their third worldness. the way that they do. So the voting thing is just, I mean, how the hell are we voting by mail? Like, what the hell? That's already third world, okay? I can still smell mold blowing from the breeze. There's a breezeway right here. Wow. Just like a musty smell, you know, from the hurricane. Well, I'll get to that as well. And we can call it fraud and stuff, but it's way worse than just generic fraud. It is indeed too generic of a word. So it's forgery, okay? People are, and then they're just committing perjury and tampering, all that good fun stuff, obstruction. Whoa, she's yelling. People come out and they're, I got to treat my 2 refrigerators, y'all. I got a new refrigerator because the last one blew up. Well, it didn't blow up, it wasn't working anymore. It got under the water. So, alright, we're gonna, I'm gonna show you this two, I can just make a video of these 2 refrigerators. I got one right here. And then you can see my, we don't want to put the bedroom on it. Probably close that door. So, that's a big one. The whole voting thing is just a big scam in the United States of America. The fact that you can do mail-in voting, that's third world. It's nothing else. It's 100%. That's like blatant. Another blatant one is okay, so 9/11. People don't like really they forget about that, but this was talked about a lot in the media. You know, CNN picked up on it, Fox. How the hell did these guys get into America to get our airplanes? Hello, that's third world. They got your own airplanes. They were trained. There's a school right down the street here. It's called Embry-Riddle. One of the dudes got his degree here in 1997. Another dude went and got his at University of Miami to fly. Another school, I think it's Florida Atlantic. He got his degree or a pilot license or whatever to fly. These are all terrorists. These are the dudes who the federal fuckhead investigators, they're just FBI people. Which I like Robert Mueller. He found some shit on the whole Russia stuff. Like what? I talk about that in my book called Stranded with Supermodel, My Collusion with Russia. So, yeah, a person was talking on the phone. I don't want to get that in the video, and it's kind of weird to get person's. They're, I know what their conversation's all about. They're mad at the boyfriend kind of stuff. So, it wasn't just that these guys were trained here. How did they get here, all right? I thought it was Fort Myers, not kidding you. These dudes, all of them, got their visa at the same place. So, I'll give you an example. Puerto Rico is considered a territory of the United States of America. I was studying to be a notary, which is like, few hours, like 2 hours to read the book, and that's it. You're done. Not even. And then you take a test. You're not allowed to make more than $1 to sign the piece of paper. Usually, you got bankers, attorneys, kind of things. To be a notary. These people signed off on these documents for these guys to. The notaries signed off on these documents for these dudes to get their visas to come into this country illegally. You hear what I'm saying? And I got a problem with this Chitwood. Heck, he's a sheriff. He talked openly about this. He doesn't want to. Yeah, we're not looking to to start ordering people to start getting documents from people. But it's when you start finding out that these people are extremely, they're committing an act of war. When you come into a country, not without just proper documentation, but when you come into a country, it's not illegal. When you come into a country without, let's say this: when you come to a country with a fake, it's not fake. With using a notary who was paid off to notarize documents for you to get your visa, We can call it fraud, yeah, but no, it's actually there's actually specific words for this. That's third world, okay? It's a very serious crime. It's sick that it could be that easy for somebody to come into this country and then to crash these airplanes in the World Trade Center. This is the most, oh, it's sick. And then we've got people coming into this country. It's not that they're coming here illegal, they're coming here as an act of war. You just can't go across the border. Okay, yes, UK, if you're from the UK, I think it's Germany, maybe France, Australia, I know, Canada, yes. What's the other one called? New Zealand. There's like 30 different countries who will allow, and I can definitely not, no, for some reason, nowhere in Asia, I'm pretty sure, maybe Japan, I don't think so. But it's extremely difficult to get a tourist visa. Student visa, you can get in here. But then, of course, you know, 2 doors over here, good people right there, man. I like him a lot. He's an architect. He's here on a work visa. He started as a, you know, going to school in Savannah, and of course, he's been traveling all different parts, all different places in this country. He likes America. I mean, I love the country, but not the, you know, the racism of the Constitution of the United States of America. So these are the most glaring examples I can think of right now. And then, of course, the big thing for me is Nicholas Cruz. That's glaring. You haven't seen the documents for this child to be adopted. So don't talk all your shit about how, oh, precious child, lighting up all these people in a high school called Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in Parkland, which is near Coral Springs, just to the west of Fort Lauderdale, Tamarack, west of Tamarack. I stayed there for during the pandemic. I think it was March or something, for like a week or maybe at the most. Twice I think. All right, so this is just atrocious, y'all. COVID. That is third world. There's so many crimes associated with COVID. Do you realize what I'm talking about here? You hear me? It goes on and on and on and on. And there's people trying to find ways around here to just scam. They're literally telling me they want to try to find a way to get as much money as possible out of FEMA.
Ugly.
Out of a breezy day, y'all.
What are you doing?
A breezy day. Okay, now we gotta go sit in the lounge. That's how bad this is getting. And I look through these things. You know, when I worked in financial services, I would look at, I mean, I had to, you know, driver license, you know, Third Federal Savings and Loan, for example. You can see Mark Stefanski up there in Cleveland, Ohio. They would document every single customer when they came through. Banks just like, whatever. You know, you could do all this electronic stuff now. It's just a joke. And people are targeting. Why do you have so many Russians, so many Nigerians or whatever? They're the bad people, the Nigerians. And then, of course, China targeting the Securities and Exchange Act. They're targeting, you know, things that they can manipulate through the manipulation of sales and you know, just you know, Securities and Exchange. All right? The manipulation, you know, obviously the, what do you call that thing? Secret Service. For some reason, they're the ones who oversee the, not so much the regulation of the dollar is done by the Federal Reserve, but the currency. They look over the currency somehow. And people are manipulating that more in this country than anywhere in the world. People can say, oh, well, that's because the dollar's got so much value. You can't fuck around with it when it comes to crypto, stocks and bonds, mutual funds. 100% of variable annuities are done through materially false and misleading statements. that's more uh, third world. So I mentioned I only briefly got into IDs and driver license. Do you understand how many things that I've seen that are just like, how the hell did you get this driver license? People will literally, when I was in college, I got caught at Kent State University one time. It was like a bar or something like that. I had one of my buddies, Howard, which doesn't really matter for me anyway. I still had my driver license from when I was 16. So my dude, Howard, shout out to, he's now down in here in Orlando. He erased out my birth date, the 9, I think, maybe a 7 or 8. He put a font on there literally to make me look older so I can get into bars. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, and that was not the slightest bit uncommon, but it was. It's just like a thing we could fuck around with, and it was anyway. She held on to my license. I don't remember how it happened. This was back. I mean, I was like just like a few months away. Like what? That's like a very serious felony. 33% of blacks have a felony on their record. That's third world. Like why the fuck are these sheriffs and police not protecting these people? We clearly know that blacks are being targeted as felonious type people. When I mean, why aren't the whites being charged as well? Only 8% of people overall in general have been hit with felonies in this country. Isn't that a lot though? 8%. Okay, so more examples of third worldness. Obviously, the passports are a complete and total disaster. I mean, okay, so there's another one too. It's like you can be like get into the country by being a what do you call that thingamajigger? Oh damn! Immigration services. It's the. I'm pretty sure it's the F. It gets you in faster. Fiance, F form. There's certain things you got to provide, which is sometimes they'll hire an attorney because they can't speak English or whatever. But some of the scams, and now, 2022, the government's getting better. They got programs that can look at the pictures. But one of the things is, in order to get here, you got to have a picture together where you are. We're to get over the Eiffel Tower, which you can find pictures online, post, manipulate this stuff, Photoshop stuff. So they meet online and they say, hey, I want this girl or this guy or whatever to come into this country. They get paid. I've talked to people who said, yeah, I would definitely take $10,000 to have somebody married to me. I'm not kidding you. In this country, many people have said that if they can just get money. It's done at the border of Mexico a lot, whereby they're throwing thousands and thousands of dollars to people to come across the border. And, you got gang members doing this. Drugs, oh my God. The drugs is so like, oh, well, you got, well, yeah, most of Africa's third world. Oh, the Philippines, that's in Asia. They call it third world. Vietnam, of course, they're going to say it's third world. North Korea, it's third world. And I saw one woman, I've seen it. I have seen it. She's from Davao City, Philippines. She got into this country using a passport. Fake. It wasn't fake. It was photoshopped. And what are you gonna do? You're in this country and you see the people. You gotta let them in. We've got to honor the other countries. We're under international pressure. So pretty much all the identification is completely just false and misleading. And voting is just like, what the hell? How the hell do you have? Now look, whether Donald Trump, whatever his situation, look how white my hands are. This is from cleaning the baseboards and walls. I didn't vote 2020, but you can't deny the fact that you got straight line jumps. You got more people voting in precincts than even live there. How the hell does this stuff happen? I've seen it when I ran for office, whereby the person tell me, oh, this dude's been dead for 8, 9, 10 years. I just got this piece of paper from Cuyahoga County showing that it was a CD, and then you can go through it and find these people and who voted in the most recent election or whatever. They're dead. How the hell are dead people voting? How are dead people, donating to campaigns through Federal Elections Commission? You can go through these databases and see all this shit. It's amazing how what they call money, currency, is funneled through this shit. This little shithead, the sheriff, he's okay with illegals. He calls them, undocumented. Undocumented. This is very dangerous for those people who are here as an act of war, and it's also dangerous not just the Mexicans but the Canadians as well. You got to come over here with intent. What is your intent? What are you coming here for? You just want to be here illegally and probably going to commit a bunch of crimes. And I write to inmates. Oh my God. Not a problem with these fucking jails and fucking prisons. You got drugs coming right into these fucking prisons. Very easy. FDA will approve something, and then years later, oh shit, they did all their testing, and now they still did the testing, and their people are dying anyway. Or they're getting this disease or that disease. You were all hearing about the Camp Lejeune thing. This is going constantly. But just look at that now. Okay, now they're seeing dollars in that. The attorneys are seeing dollars in that, and I'm looking around right now, and I'm just like, wow, I would buy this stuff. These single mothers, they're just flocking in. The reason I'm seeing this more is because of me regarding. I got to show you this check I got from the United States Department of the Treasury because of the flood that wiped out this. Which is this is pretty much done. I don't have much of any use for this. It was under too much water. It's still. Maybe I'm used to it, the way it smells. I don't know. It doesn't bother me, y'all. I mean, I've traveled the country. I've slept, which is weird, in cars, and I slept in one dude's garage at Notre Dame. Another man's garage with beautiful home in Mesa, Arizona. What do you call this? I got 2 refrigerators here. The company was paid to haul the broken one. But that's not their role. They can get away with this. That's a crime is what that is. It's theft. They didn't... Okay, so the new owners want to pay for the new refrigerator. They're not in the state. They're not in Florida. So these people in Florida, they know they can rip people off. Because they're from a different state. Debit card, credit card shows the address of, Moscow, Russia. There's a lot of people from Moscow, Russia. I'm not kidding you. St. Petersburg, Russia. And then, of course, not as many from Ukraine, but we got some Ukrainians. We got these girls from Argentina also, Brazil. So you see these the Visa, the MasterCard, just... It's going to be, and then they're going to see, you got to verify the last 5, or whatever, the zip code. And then they put in, you're in that zip code, okay. So anyway, these guys left it here because they didn't. I think they saw something in that they can't get any money out of. But the reality is, it's got parts in it. Maybe they took the parts out of it. Who knows? I just don't know this stuff. You know what I'm saying? ASE certified. That's a mechanic thing. Cars. It's just one fucking scam after another. One lie after another. The way people just... You can't just put a new part in a car, made in China, and call it OEM. unless it's actually OEM from that BMW or Mercedes-Benz or for Ford or, obviously GM might have some kind of government motors. Tesla. This battery is OEM Tesla. This filter. There's this filter that only Tesla has patent for. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, it sounded bionic, something. It's absolutely amazing, y'all. It just wipes out heavy metals. It wipes out COVID. Of course, just look at the Tesla. Only a few of the Tesla cars have it. It costs $250. You can't just go out there and put an, OEM HEPA filter in that Tesla car and they call it, a Tesla filter. No. And people will do that, though. Oh, yeah, we replaced your filter. OEM. OEM for maybe another car. That's theft. No other way to look at it, y'all. It happens more in this country than anywhere in the world. Oh, because we have so much value in this country. No. It's because you got people who just don't want to enforce the law. People got into this country, fake notaries, got onto airplanes, and crashed them into our own buildings and the Pentagon. It's amazing. Okay, obviously, I don't know what to say about Nicholas Cruz. We don't have all the documents on the guy, but it's my children. They have fraudulent birth certificates. The first birth certificate that was filed in my last name would be the correct one, the accurate one. And then their names are changed. You can go look at it. Cuyahoga County Court, Probate Court. Put in Jason, my name, and then Middleton, because their names were changed. A delayed entry of birth. That was helped by the midwife who, under oath, lied, committing perjury. I've even had conversations with Jeffrey Van Dusen, the Deputy Director of Children and Family Services, Job and Family Services of Ohio, who did a report of all my children, investigation of all my children, examination, and he found one of my son's name, which is what it was, my name, and then that's what he has. But then their names were changed. So how are you going to go find the parents? This country is hilarious. I mean, I can get into Obama stuff and the birth certificate, but there's been a lot of situations with people whereby, Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, the rule is, in California, you can still, if you're not natural, there's a deal, in the Constitution, you get to be born here in the United States of America. John McCain changed that rule. He was born on what was kind of considered a territory, the Panama Canal. He went to Supreme Court in 2008 and barely got in. I think it was 5-4, y'all. So that's how he got to be legally allowed to run against, because he was not a natural born. He changed the law to allow it to be born. It's weird. It's really weird. So yeah, Puerto Rico, they were charging $40 for a notary. Yeah, you don't think that notary is going to sign off on whatever the fuck document you want to be signed? It's only allowed $1. You're only allowed to get $1 out of it. Title records for homes and cars. If you go look at histories on these things, it's a complete and total mess. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. I don't know where else to go. I did the voting. There's just so many different examples. It's just glaring, these fake notaries. Oh yeah, all the fraudulent, we call it mortgage foreclosure fraud. The number 4, closurefraud.org. Check out the website. We all saw this. You look at the documents, like how the hell does this person have personal knowledge? Yeah, but they're all signing off. Signing off. It's called robo signing. Go ahead and look up robo signing. 2008, 2009, all those fraudulent foreclosures. These people are just sitting in DocX. They're just sitting in an office, getting paid $15 or even as low as $8 an hour to sign papers, acting like they are Linda Swan. Just put in Linda Swan. Linda Green or Linda Swan. Just put it in YouTube. Making official statements on affidavits that they have personal knowledge about these lawsuits. And like, wow. There's been people who would win elections, go work in office, and they find out years later, people would find out years later, like, what the hell? How the hell did you get in here? You're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that, whatever. The NFL that was having these, remember those ID cards they had for the vaccination stuff? I didn't do that kind of stuff, because I don't get sick. So I'm always healthy, so... I made this statement, I think about 80% of that was fake. Obviously, Antonio Brown is very suspicious that he had one. His chef came out. Obviously, he probably owed him some money. Maybe he owed him, who knows. But maybe the guy was just trying to get some money out of him. But whatever. He said, why would he say that, though? He had a fake forged vaccination card. Somebody created it for him, I don't know what that would be called. Like, creating misrepresentation of vaccination card. So they can go work and make their dollars. So I've heard, I don't know how true this is, but you got to do a crash test for these cars, and basically the miles per gallon is often manipulated. They can get away with that. The car companies, if they pay off the government a certain way with some dollars. I mean, Jimmy Damore and Frank Russo, what do you say about that? They're committing non-violent crimes, okay? Just playing around with dollars. Oh my God. But I mean, when I worked in the banking industry, I just saw fraud everywhere, and I don't know how to emphasize enough, like how it's just everywhere. So where do you start if you're a prosecutor? You just kind of got to receive stuff, and you deal with the bullshit process. All the fucking criminal, civil, all these cases are way the fuck outdated. I can't believe that. I mean, the Deshaun Watson case, these women were paid off by him to do sexual acts. And they got paid good. They got paid really good. He found these girls in Houston on Instagram. Got massages. No, they was just fucking these girls. More than 20 different women, and reports that he had as many as 66 different massage therapists in like 17 months or whatever. Cars, insurance fraud galore. I mean, it's a problem. I don't like using that word fraud because, like I said, it's difficult to prove. You're going to prove fraud. You got to prove, criminal intent. But what you can prove, though, is the paperwork. It's on paper. Yeah, these single mothers, they go out there, they get knocked up. Oh, the guy did this to me, that to me. Women, just like massage therapists, have their client under their surrender 100%, y'all. You hear me? They're at their bowing mercy. Let's see if that girl's done yelling at her phone. No. They don't realize that they're in a courtyard, and they're just so loud. I mean, I'm thinking about it here, too. I mean, you can't get in here without a clean record. And now we've got people able to change their names. Oh, you can see those TV shows. I wonder if I can show you my bedroom a little bit back there. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know. Those TV shows. What are those? Like those crime things? And they talk about... I don't know why I have... This is the ozone generator. I'm looking around like, what was this guy looking at, you know? So that's the ozone generator. And then I got as you can see, I got the... Wait a minute. Oh, wait, yeah. Back there, that's the door open back there. Behind the refrigerator. So I got to find a way to get this refrigerator out of here and, move this new one over. I got 2 refrigerators. It's just, the COVID people, I mean, wow. They're just running for dollars. And then they're going to gamble it away, they're going to smoke it away, they're going to snort it away, drink it. I made enough money to buy Miami, but I pissed it away somewhere fast. And you can hear a whole entire conversation, like, right in the patio. People don't realize, like, the courtyard, sound travels, y'all. Anyway, I know I miss a lot of things I want to talk about as I was thinking about it, but it's just like... Doctor's reports. Oh my God, another one too. People are getting these opioids. You know, Oxycontin, Percocets. How they're manipulating doctors. How the hell do you do that? Oh, that's right. It's a third world country. $26 billion settlement. These girls. Oh, I was supposed to massage him. He made me do this, that, and anything else. I've had massage. 100% of my massage therapists had my body to do whatever they wanted. I was fully surrendered to them. There's no way that people can accuse their patient unless they knew, they set it up. They knew what the fuck they were doing. Because they saw a guy with big money coming in.